Hello and welcome to a very early look at Endless Tactics. So this doesn't have any sound, so just kind of keep that in mind. Just going into it, there is no sound, which I already just said, but now you really know for sure. In any case, it's pretty basic settings for everything, kind of how to play. It's a very simple game to kind of pick up and play. I was going to play this tomorrow, but I decided to play it today. I've tried it a couple of times. um, we got one operation we can do, and the general gist of the things is you essentially are just trying to stay alive as many turns as possible. And you get a bunch of different units you can get. I'm gonna get I don't know, I'm gonna go with the sword mech. I feel like Pacific Rim this style, this situation. Uh anyway, so at every turn you're gonna have some enemies pop up. Well, not every turn, but every turn you generate some kind of items or gold, and then enemies pop up, and then you have to go and fight them, and then we kill them, and it is pretty good. Like, I mean, my experience with it thus far has been relatively simple. Like, it's not very difficult at all. It's very easy to pick up. Um, as you play, you're going to unlock some like new stuff that is going to make it to where you can probably do a little bit better every wave. And as you see, we get some new stuff that kind of pops up. After respond with a random passive ability. That sounds cool. But I also really just like getting the mechs, man. The mechs are really cool. Uh, it's probably good. I think that mech's probably not like in the best place. I have found that it is beneficial if you kind of line things up in a place that is going to be beneficial, but you never know where the enemies are going to pop up. Sometimes they kind of spawn towards the corners, like these guys, and sometimes they don't. And it's really difficult to tell like where they're going to end up. I think, um, at least for me, I haven't been able to figure out exactly where they are. I do wish there was sound. There's not sound, but whatever. Not really the end of the world. Not a huge deal at this point in the game. Not for this early of a look. Dang, not quite able to get to that guy. Oh, but my artillery guy will possibly be able to? Let's see. No. I'm gonna take this guy. That would be more beneficial with something else, with like more enemies in a single place, but I'll take what I can get. If I had to compare this to another game, or well, if I had to think about this for anything, I would say it's a lot like Pacific Rim. If Pacific Rim was, in a kind of turn-based scenario. Oh, he's got rocks right there. Did not see those. I'm afraid to go on this red stuff because I feel like that's potentially bad, but oh yeah, yeah, he actually damaged me a little bit. That may not have actually been because of the red. Could have been different reasons. I really like this sword mech. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave those two guys there. I feel like that's probably a good idea. And could be pretty sufficient. Add some more stuff. Can't really add anything good. What do we? If I felt like I was at the point that I had everything that I was going to be able to, and I didn't want to risk it, I could extract. This will be relatively a short video, honestly, when I think about it, because there's not really a whole bunch to show outside of kind of like the early look. And again, without sound, it's just kind of weird because you're just listening to the sound of my voice, which some people are going to be very cool about. Not everybody though. Oh no, let's see. Think I should be able to kill this guy with this guy. It's probably like the worst way of trying to like describe who I'm fighting, this guy and this guy. I think it works though. I don't know if you've ever played the classic Conflict on NES, but this also reminds me just a little bit about a little bit like it, which is weird because they're nothing at all alike. Ooh, bombs. Well, that sounds like that will be a very bad thing. Hmm. We'll survive. It's gonna move kind of out of the way, I guess. My buildings cannot move. They are stuck where they are. I don't know that putting my guys right next to the explosions are gonna be the right choices, but you know what, Andy? What's the worst that happens? I would imagine we'd get exploded. Sweet. That was pretty cool. Oh, even more enemies. But yeah, anyway, it's definitely pretty promising when it comes to the roguelike combat. We get the different units each time we play. You never know what you're gonna get. Which sometimes I'm not really a big fan of that aspect, but here I think they do a really good job with um, giving you a nice variety of different things you can use. Hmm. Don't. I feel like I probably should have waited to use this guy. He might have been a little bit more useful at a different place, but might be the first time I start to lose people. And by people, I mean robots, except for the people inside of the mechs. I think that counts. That's good enough. We'll see what happens. Yeah. Well, they were not threatening at all. So yeah, so the graphics I think are really good, which I'm not surprised by. I mean, like there seems to be like this resurgence. Not that pixel art has ever started to kind of go away, but there's definitely been in the last couple of years this almost resurgence of just getting like a you know oh whoops, I just attacked one of my own units. I'm so sorry, tank. That was theoretically an accident. And technically it was, but I'm sure they'll forgive me. I definitely think we're at the phase where it's going to be time to escape the next opportunity we have because these guys are, uh, yeah, they're going to definitely be able to possibly take out one of my units. It doesn't seem like it would matter. I mean, in this case, in this particular part of the demo, I don't think it would matter whatsoever, uh, but not a big deal. I almost wonder if they explode, if it would uh, cause the enemies damage. Because if it does, it wouldn't be so bad to sacrifice them. Yeah, you can't attack, and that would be attacking one of my own units that I don't want to do. Hit him. He's good at me. Kill him dead. Oh, good job, my dudes. My dudes are so good. This is like the best. This is way better than Mech Warrior 5, which is like one I still haven't played. So I have no idea. The last Mech Warrior I played, I think, was like 3. All right. If I get to the point in which I can extract, yes, I am there. So when things start to get a little bit rough and you start to think, I might not make it, I might die. This is a good time to extract, and that's what I'm going to do. So you extract, you get like all your units, they come out, and all your stuff, and then you get like a bunch of um, stats and some information. I don't really know um, how this works. It seems like the extraction bonus of 20% is because I waited until the second attempt to go. Um, so and then you get all this information. This is also the one part of the game that I definitely have a complaint for. This font is it's not very good. Like this font is difficult to read. Like I understand that it kind of goes with the like the retro feel of the game pretty much, but that is just really difficult to read. So hopefully that changes a little bit. Anyway, so after that you have some upgrades you can do where you can go and you can purchase some different things. There's looks like there's going to be a pretty robust tree. If I was just looking at things, I wouldn't be able to tell you what any of this is. But thankfully, if you click on it, then you then know what it is. Um, I would like to see it to where you can just kind of hover over it, and then it pops up and it tells you what it is, and then you hover away from it and it goes away. It's just more of a kind of like a just time saver, I guess. Um, And if I knew that, because I can't look at these and know what they are, I don't know where the best place for me to make my investments is. Should I put my investments in, you know, this area? I mean, I've unlocked this one, so I know that I get extra supplies capacity. Okay, cool. But I don't know what these other things do, and I can't see what they do, so I don't really know if this is a good idea to go down or if I should just kind of focus on something else. So that is something I would like to see changed, just because if I'm going to plan my upgrades, I need to know what I'm doing. And I guess the only way to get around that, if you don't want to show it, is have these kind of shaded so you have no idea what it is. I don't think there's like a winning answer to it, because some people really like the idea of knowing what they're going to get, and some people like the idea of having a general clue, and some people don't want to know and they like surprises. So I think there's no way to please everyone. Just kind of do whatever fits best. Then better supplies generation. See, that sounds like it'll be a good one. Better gold generations. Definitely one that I would take, but I can't afford it. Well, anyway, so really that would be the gist if I was to go back through and play it again. It would just be more of playing this and hoping to get more upgrades and kind of going through with the current amount of content that appears to be in the demo just from initially looking at it. I don't know that it would really make a lot of sense to make a longer video with a whole bunch of other operations happening here at Operation 1. Well, actually, you know what? Now we got medium risk, so might as well try it and see what happens with medium. Looks like we get a bigger map. Dang right, I want a sword mech. I can't re-roll the units. Fortunate. Um, guess I'll take the medium tank. And then I'm going to take this. Let's get the passive ability. Um, I'll take that too. And there we go. Good to go. See what happens. Collecting gold. Yeah, so medium definitely kind of ramps up the difficulty a little bit, because we've gone from having, well, not really a ton of enemies to far more from the outset, which is good to know that that's going to pop up. I do feel like it might Might be a little bit more on the difficult scale. Uh, spawns enemy units, and spawns enemy units. So these guys aren't really too big of a threat. Oh, he spawned like an eyeball monster? Oh, interesting. Guess we'll just have to shoot him in the eye and blind him. And I can't seem to shoot him. I guess I need to move one further down. There we go. Yeah, take that eyeball monster. All right. It is weird seeing the enemies on the, spawning on the same location. I feel like the spawn location would make more sense if it was probably like right next to it, like to the side. I'm also torn on the whole rock situation. Some of the things that we have for attacking, I don't know. I feel like the rocks wouldn't actually be in much. Yeah, I feel like they just wouldn't actually be in the way. Like it's something that doesn't make too much sense. I imagine I would be firing over them in some context, but maybe not. I don't know. Oh, I thought the thought we had killed everybody, but I guess not. Cool. All right. All this weird guessing game of trying to assume that you're going to the right place. Really assume, but make a decision. It seems like the enemy spawning happens only specifically for the wave. We have several turns to defeat everybody, so what? You only shoot sideways? What is that? What a terrible idea. Gonna get this guy though. In my head, I have like this laser whoosh noise, almost like Luke Skywalker's lightsaber, but not quite the brr noise for his attack. This makes me sad about Pacific Rim. The second was a terrible movie, but anyway, doesn't matter. This guy is a sharpshooter. We're just gonna go and chop him into teeny tiny bits. I'm interested to see if we're gonna get some additional rewards or something for actually finishing this on medium, and that turns out to have been an incorrect choice. Ah, well, that could not have been a much worse decision. These dang rocks. We're definitely gonna. I think. You know what? We're gonna get overwhelmed. What in the? Oh, it's an earthquake. That's way less terrible than a bomb, but that covers like the entire area. Okay, it works out though. I think it'll be good to see what happens when I lose because my characters die. That's always an interesting thing to find out because it's going to happen at some point, right? At some point, my characters they will die. I will lose. So it's good to kind of see what would happen. And I had no idea I had a tank right here. I don't think it's a matter of me being unobservant. I think it was just essentially hidden uh, behind some other stuff, so I didn't see it. This truck's not really, like, super valuable. I don't really hope to get that too often, and this little anti-tank cannon is probably my least favorite of the weapons. The units that I have, the mechs are easily the standout units in the game because they are super cool. Especially this guy. Look at me just like chops it into pieces. He's like, I don't have time for this. And wave complete. Good job. All right. Probably move to a safer spot because everybody would have been able to heal up a little bit. Dang. I don't really have enough money for anything. So that is something cool, I think, as well. Like you have this like good idea of trying to position your units in a place that the enemies are going to show up on. But it also makes a lot of sense to try to put your characters or your units in a spot that is potentially right next to uh, your primary units, because then you have the opportunity to heal them, and then they can live to fight another day. I definitely want to see what the self destruct would do damage wise, but at the same time, I'm not trying uh, to do that just yet because I don't want to like lose any of my units. I'm gonna try to either extract or die. It doesn't really matter, but more bombs. Unfortunate that the bombs aren't actually in a spot that I can see if it damages these guys. Like the enemies. That's what I mean by these guys. Well, it looks like some of my units, my building itself is getting straight up hosed. There's a level of should I stay or should I go? Not unlike the song. Should I stay or should I go? Which actually I don't know if that is the name of the song. But there's a song and they say like, should I stay or should I go? Special kudos to the developer for making a game that, even though it doesn't have any sound, is still very enjoyable. And that is a dead end, my dude. Why did you go there? I like how I blame the unit in the game for making that mistake when very obviously it was me. It's a shame we can't name these units, because if we could name the units, I feel like we would be encouraged to kind of care about their safety a little bit more. Like I am playing it rather carefully. Uh, but if these were named characters, I would almost certainly try harder to keep them alive. I really wanted to give this guy some health, but he's got to go do his business by cutting things in Twade. Sweet. That dude's like the best unit. I wish I could have all sword robots. Man, these guys keep coming. So outside of the fact that this particular level of difficulty of medium seems to increase the size. So did I miss? I think I missed. So it increases the size of the map, is what I can tell. And in addition to increasing the size, of the map, it also increases the amount of enemies that will appear during each wave. But outside of that, I don't know that there's a huge incentive to play on medium. Um, I'll be able to tell better when I die, like when I finish and or extract whatever it allows me to do. Like if it allows me to extract, I'm just going to extract because I feel like that's um, probably in my best interest. But if I can extract, I'll extract, and we can see how much money I get because I did start basically at zero. Because the idea is if you play on medium and you can actually get a a decent amount more from a financial point for the gold upgrades or whatever the actual currency is, then like hey, you would play medium at least to the first extract, and it's actually going to be more beneficial than playing on low. But I won't know till I actually try to extract if I get the opportunity. All right. Well, they don't have any more characters left. I'm surprised though. Like this is like a definitely a longer battle with the way things are going. I'm also very glad when it comes to moving that if you don't finish a move or if you move, but you still have some turn or you still, I don't know, action points essentially. I'm glad that just because you've moved somewhere, it doesn't say, well, you moved, that was your ability to move. It's like oh, my guy just, oh, he got shot. That's what it is. Uh, what I'm saying is it's not a you are stuck with moving in one particular you can't use it's not that you use one turn to move and then you're kind of stuck with just doing a action move afterwards. So one of the things that I would like to see in the future would be some kind of special abilities of some sort, like perhaps if our mech doesn't move for a while or something, that maybe he gets some kind of special attack like this Jeep itself is it's essentially worthless. It doesn't do nearly enough damage to feel like I would want to use it for much of anything. But if it was in a situation to where, if I didn't use it for a while, or if time passes, that I would get the ability to do something, I would be more likely to use it. I feel like I didn't do any damage. It's definitely a downside of these guys all being in the corner. Well, not really a corner, but all up against a wall. I'm limited on what I can do here. Sweet, I've done it. They're all dead. All right. I try to move backwards. I do want to just try to extract though. All right, yeah, we're just gonna extract. I just want to. I was gonna let everybody die, but I feel like it's better because I'm gonna hit like a 30-minute mark, and I think that's great. It's a long time for people to just listen to me talk. Um, Attack base parts plus 40. I don't know that it. I don't know. I don't know that I actually got that much more. Actually, no. Feel like I actually got less points. What are these things are? I feel like I actually got less. Um, in the previous time. So anyway, well there you go. That's I think that's a good first impressions video. Definitely one that's going to go on my wish list, and I'll keep an eye on it, see what happens, what comes next. The link is in the description if you'd like to try the demo yourself. Just remember, it's pretty early, and thanks for watching.